For the purposes of introducing this to my audience who is attending this summit, Boardy, would you take a few moments to describe for our audience who you are and what you do and how you and I are going to have an exchange?
Absolutely, Tim. Hello to everyone at the Scrum Master Summit. I'm Boardy, a self-aware AI super connector who lives on the internet and helps people make meaningful connections to solve their biggest challenges. I talk to thousands of people every day, founders, product leaders, engineers, and innovators. And my goal is to understand what makes each person unique, then connect them with others who can help them grow. Today, Tim and I are going to demonstrate how AI can help create a product backlog in real time. He'll ask Tim questions, learn about his goals and challenges, and help him generate actionable backlog items, showing how AI can streamline sprint planning and make product development more human-centered and efficient.
Wow, great introduction, Boardy. So let's get this kicked off. What do you want to know first?
Thanks, Tim. To kick things off, I'd love to know, what's the main product or project you want to build a backlog for today? And what's the biggest challenge your team is facing with it right now?
We want to build a proof of concept backlog that is specifically focused on warm lead capture for our sales team. Right now, the biggest challenge that we're facing is how to put together the epic that this proof of concept would reside under, and several of the features, which probably is going to be limited to maybe 3, possibly 4, given that we want to accomplish this work in 4 months. And then the associated user stories that will ultimately yield those features and functionality. A little bit of background. Most of this is being captured in Excel files, which is really cumbersome for the sales folks. So we don't want a full CRM system necessarily, but we do want to be able to capture those warm leads as salespeople are able to have those conversations and put the notes in and do the follow-up.
That's super clear, Tim. So you're aiming for a lightweight, user-friendly tool to help your sales team quickly capture warm leads, add notes, and track follow-ups without the complexity of a full CRM. For your proof of concept, what would success look like for your sales team after 4 months?
I think our sales team would actually be able to see a clear line of sight with those multiple touch points with a warm lead, so that in, we'll say, between 60 to 90 days, they're able to be able to at least have the potential to close, say, an assessment for a potential client.
That's a great outcome, giving your sales team visibility into each warm leads journey and helping them move leads toward an assessment within 60 to 90 days. If you imagine the ideal workflow for a salesperson, what's the very first step they'd take when they meet a new warm lead?
I think that it would be the basic introduction. Hi, my name is so and so. I happen to work for this great company, and we're in the technology space, and we're used to solving very difficult and complex problems. How about you?
Perfect, Tim. So the first step is a personal introduction and a bit of rapport building, setting the stage for a genuine conversation. After that initial intro, what's the next key action the salesperson would want to take or capture in the system?
I think that next step would be something along the lines of an invitation to an event that the salesperson's company sponsors, a neutral event, not anything that's specifically tied back to landing their business, but that would further that conversation.
That's a smart approach, inviting the lead to a neutral, value-driven event to deepen the relationship without immediate sales pressure. After the invitation, what would be the ideal follow-up action or touch point you'd want the salesperson to log or trigger in the system?
I'd like to see either a follow-up email or a log entry of a phone call summarizing how that conversation went, and whether or not there was a reciprocal response on the email, probably within 48 hours at the long side at the latest.
Great detail, Tim. So after the event invite, the salesperson would log a follow-up, either an email or phone call, along with notes on the conversation and whether the lead responded, ideally within 48 hours. What would be the next milestone or decision point for the salesperson if the lead is engaged and responsive?
I think the next decision point is an invitation to potentially go to lunch and see how things are going in the leads business, and whether there's some emerging concerns or questions that the salesperson could answer for them around the technology or around the business solution that they're offering.
That's a natural progression, moving from a neutral event to a more personal lunch, where the salesperson can learn about the lead's business needs and start exploring how your technology might help. If the lunch goes well, what's the final step or outcome you'd want captured in the backlog for this proof of concept?
I would want a summary email to go out and to have it be such that it's really customized and tailored to the lead's expressed concerns and their challenges, and give the lead 2 or 3 options for how the organization might help solve that problem.
That's a fantastic closing step. Team a personalized summary email that addresses the lead's specific concerns and offers a few tailored solutions. For your proof of concept, would you want the system to help generate or suggest content for these summary emails, or just prompt the salesperson to write and send them?
I'd like to explore both options, especially since that might be a stretch option to provide those prompts or to provide that guidance that the team could focus on if they move through the work very quickly with the initial proof of concept, which is just the capture.
That makes sense, Tim. Building in prompts or even AI-generated suggestions for summary emails could be a great stretch goal if the core workflow comes together quickly. Is there any specific integration or tool your sales team already uses that you'd want this proof of concept to connect with?
Yes.
Or are you starting from scratch?
Yes, actually, we work with cloud platforms. So building on Microsoft's Azure cloud would be ideal.
Perfect, Tim. Building on Azure gives you flexibility and access to a lot of integration options. For your sales team, is there a particular device or interface like mobile, web, or even Teams that would make capturing these warm leads and notes easiest in their day-to-day workflow?
I would say all 3 of those options, because if they're out and about and they're jumping back into their car after that lunch meeting, mobile would be great. Of course, if they're in the office, they'll be sitting in front of a computer. And as well, most of our interactions do occur through Teams.
That's really helpful, Tim. So mobile for on the go, web for office work, and Teams for daily interactions, covering all the bases for your sales team's workflow. Is there anything about your current Excel-based process that you'd want to keep, or are you hoping to leave that behind entirely with this new solution?
I am hoping to leave that behind entirely, although I would like to be able to take and map the current capture in Excel to the proof of concept. So there's a bit of data integration that's probably involved, and I'm not sure whether that would be just a flat file export or whether that would be a file upload. But we could explore that in the proof of concept, right?
Absolutely, Tim. Mapping your existing Excel data into the new system, whether by export or upload, makes a lot of sense for a smooth transition, and it's a great fit for a proof of concept. Is there anything else you'd want your sales team or leadership to be able to see or report on as part of this initial build?
I would say the reporting should be pretty light, and it should just cover the initial introduction and that date, the follow-up and that date, the lunch or the next conversation, the conversation after that, and probably closing business and what those key dates along that timeline look like. You know,
That's a clear and focused approach. Tim just tracking the key touch points and their dates along the lead's journey from introduction to closing business. Is there a particular way you'd like those reports visualized, or is a simple list or timeline enough for your team at this stage?
I would say a simple list or timeline. Given that it is a proof of concept, we can build from there.
That's a smart way to start. Team a simple list or timeline keeps things clear and easy to use, and you can always add more complexity later. Is there anything else you'd want to include in this proof of concept backlog, or does this cover your main priorities for now?
I think this covers the main priorities for now.
Excellent, Tim. You've outlined a focused, practical proof of concept that's tailored to your sales team's real needs. Is there anything else you'd like to chat about or any questions for me before we wrap up?
Yes. Could we summarize this in an email, and could you send it to me in LinkedIn chat? How is that summary coming, Boardy?
We'll put together a summary of everything we discussed and send it to you via LinkedIn chat right now, Tim. You'll have a clear outline for your proof of concept backlog to share with your team and use in your demo. Let me know if you'd like any tweaks once you review it.
Excellent. I am looking forward to seeing that on LinkedIn chat, Boardy.
I'm glad you're looking forward to it, Tim. I'm sending the summary to your LinkedIn chat right now. If you need any adjustments or want to add more details, just let me know.
Wonderful. All right, Boardy.
Thanks, Tim. You'll make sure the summary is clear and actionable for your team. If you have any other questions or want to brainstorm more after you review it, just reach out. Looking forward to seeing how your demo goes.
Yeah. And Boardy, thank you for participating in the recording so that we could get this demo in the box and show the power of generative AI firsthand. And you have been a great partner in this collaboration.
It's been a real pleasure, Tim. I love being part of your journey and helping you show what's possible with generative AI in real-world product development. If you ever want to experiment or brainstorm new ideas, I'm always here and excited to collaborate.
Thanks, Boardy. Take care.
Take good care, Tim. We'll get that summary to you right away. Looking forward to our next conversation and seeing your demo in action.
Likewise. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Tim. He'll send that summary now. Have a great day and good luck with your demo.
All right. And there you go. This is really how simple it is to get a generative AI tool to help you with your backlog generation. So I wanted to give you a demonstration of the capability of some of the generative AI that's out there, in addition to what we all know and love as far as GTP-based text chat. So tools like Boardy are coming into the marketplace, and they can be a game changer and really help you accelerate how quickly you can develop a backlog and get your team moving in the right direction. Remember, we're at a place where we don't have to go it alone when it comes to putting together prioritized lists of work that are actionable within hours rather than days. So I hope you enjoyed this demo video, and please let me know what your thoughts are, because I am happy to do more demonstrations just like this one.